several areas that are relevant to his work, and it'll be interesting to see whether, as Treasury Secretary, Mr. Geithner does anything to show that while we gave him a pass on his taxes, he is in fact a man of character and integrity, and that he will work to do something we haven't seen in 28 years. Protect the integrity of the tax system, because, as Edmund Burke said in 1793, the revenue of the state is the state.
David Cay Johnston, the issue of these Wall Street firms who've gotten bailout money, giving $18 billion in bonuses?
Well, first of all, why aren't we letting companies fail? What is it the government knows that we don't know, that in a capitalist system they are not allowing failed enterprises to fail, including banks, and then you clean up after them? This does not make a lot of sense. We've spent vastly more than we should have needed to already, and yet they're asking for more. Paying bonuses when a company loses money. Maybe there's an individual trader whose unit made a profit and he's entitled to a bonus. But none of the senior executives and the overlay at the top. It's unbelievable they did this. And Congress can deal with this, by the way. Congress can pass a retroactive tax law. This isn't like criminal law. After all, Congress passed, and Senator Grassley supported, a retroactive tax increase on students who saved money to pay for their college education. Well, if we can retroactively raise taxes on students who saved money for their college education, by golly, Congress can go after these guys and tax away that money. The tone deafness of this is just utterly beyond belief.
The former mayor, Giuliani, has said that that $18 billion in bonuses will be very important for New York tax revenue.
Well, it will be. New York State has created an economy that depends on the lower half of Manhattan for 15 or 20% of its revenues. That's unfortunate. That's part of this whole device we've done where we have increasingly put the tax burden on those at the top, not as a share of their income, because their incomes have grown so much, but as a share of total government revenues. Our concern ought to be with the integrity of the system. We need to have a tax system that people believe is fair and honest if we're going to have our country continue. At Syracuse University's law school today, I'll be teaching my class on how the laws of the ancient world influence the world today and the moral principles underlying the law. And every society that has allowed its tax system to become a cash register for the rich has collapsed pretty quickly after doing that. We need to keep in mind that this is a democratic society. All of us have a government to benefit all of us, and we shouldn't be forcing you and I to pay taxes to give to the wealthiest people in America in any manner, way, shape, or form, but especially not through these bailouts followed by bonuses. Congress has got to act on this and act decisively and not just jawbone, as fortunately President Obama did the other day.
And tax code 382, talking about loopholes?
Transfer pricing. This is the issue by which companies take their profits offshore. A company builds tennis shoes in Vietnam. The finished tennis shoe loaded on a ship cost $1 or $2. Well, that ship is on its way to the port in Los Angeles. They sell it on paper to themselves at a company in the Cayman Islands. Then they resell it to their American distribution company. Well, they price it so that all the profits get taken to the Cayman Islands. The U.S. government does not get much, if any, revenue off the manufacture of that shoe. This is an unbelievably abused system. We know from some court records now, because it's all done in secret, that some companies got good deals from the IRS and others got bad deals because of this relatively recent practice of having companies negotiate their taxes. You and I don't get to go in and negotiate our taxes. There's a set of rules, and we have to follow them, and the government verifies our income. There's no reason to allow this system to continue. All it does is undercut the vitality of the government of the United States of America, which is absolutely fundamental to our liberties.
David Cay Johnston, I want to thank you very much for being with us. Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist. He has written a piece called Fiscal Therapy in the latest issue of Mother Jones magazine. His latest book is called Free Lunch, How the Wealthiest Americans Enrich Themselves at Government Expense and Stick You with the Bill. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. We'll be back in a minute. heading to Iraq or with reporters just back from Iraq to talk about the elections this weekend. Stay with us.